Well, hello again everyone. Lofi Karene is back and I have lots to catch up. So today I would like to talk about the lore from a general perspective. I will of course talk about the judgment of Sylvanas and then let's take a look at what happened so far and what can they lead for the future, shall we? Well, dare I say I appreciate how they managed to handle this entire mess. To be honest, I could not handle it better myself. On one end, you have Sylvanas, who, as you see, is aware of what she has done throughout the years and ready to embrace the consequences. In my opinion, a really similar approach with Garrosh, who had done nothing wrong.
They said I must answer for my crimes. Repent for my sins. But every choice I made, I would proudly make again. You will submit. I submit to no one!
I will never serve. I must face the consequences.
The jailer did not control me. My actions were mine alone, and I accept their consequences.
You see, neither Sylvanas nor Garrosh accept to serve, and they own their actions. And in Sylvanas' case, it requires immense courage to actually accept the crimes of your other soul fragment, which you had nothing to do. Some people say that she did it to become whole, so she had no, selfless intent, because Sylvanas is nothing but a bad writing experiment. Here she, as a whole, accepts what she had done again before the arbiter.
I submit to the judgment of Tyrande Whisperer.
Here she also accepts to face her nemesis and agree with me or not. This decision requires lots of courage and confidence. Sylvanas' cool approach to everything demonstrated how strong her character actually is. Facing your actions is one thing, but willingly accepting to face the consequences of them without any protest is not something everybody can do. So in my opinion, if I was a hard loyalist of Sylvanas, I would be proud of her. In the case of Tyrande, well, until this point she cringed me a lot, but Tyrande as well acted properly in this cinematic. At first, she approaches Sylvanas to kill her, but after directly encountering this newfound Sylvanas, she also chooses renewal and gives Sylvanas an actual chance of redemption.
Tyrande invoked me. She must choose vengeance or renewal.
If I was a diehard Nathan fan, I would be pleased by how they decided to close this chapter. Sylvanas has been judged and punished by Tyrande herself, and she did not die at all, which I have been saying for years. There was no proper reason for Sylvanas to die, and she did not. So in the end, I loved how they managed to tie up this entire Sylvanas addressing mess. And she will likely return in the future, maybe sooner than expected. Unlike that Red Star. Speaking of a Red Star though, now it's time to talk about some huge lore implications and the supposed leak of the next WoW expansion. I won't talk about the raid cinematics as we have already discussed them. Now, what do I expect for 10.0 in the light of recent lore implications and supposed leaks? Well, after witnessing how ruthless Boval was against the soul of Azeroth, coupling with the recent events, I believe the next expansion cinematic will feature the soul of Azeroth, because when you take Legion, Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands as a single arc, here's what happened so far. Sargeras stabbed Silitus, he almost managed to hit the Chamber of Art. Then, Zod directly attacked it, reached it, likely corrupted it even more, and died. After his death, Magni told us everything was fine and Azeroth had healed, but the sword is still there. And after the Sepulchre raid, Bolvar claims that Azeroth's soul restored. But why would I believe it? Even if the word soul would somehow magically be restored after Zoval's brutal attacks? By the way, he did not only attack and reduce the health of Azeroth below 10%, but he even drained the life force of Azeroth to heal himself. Anyways, Bolvar claims that everything is fine, but to be honest, I don't believe in him. To be honest, I would not be surprised if we would see the death of the World Soul itself in the next expansion cinematic. Have your big and catastrophic lore moment. But even if that won't be the case, the World Soul will most likely react to something. She can even actually be awakened, and if she does, this would also lead a catastrophic chain of events to prepare the world itself. We don't actually know how Titans are born from planets, but their souls likely escape the planet, leaving it as a normal world, as they are actually nothing but celestial energy in essence. About the next expansion itself, I believe it won't be centered around Dragon Isles, rather, the Dragon Isles will become our hub, our safe zone, against either the Black Empire of the Zod, which in my opinion would have something to do with Rathian, because nobody knows what actually happened to the blade of the Black Empire after Nyalota, or if we take this whisper into account,
5 lanterns now darkened. The flame they seek will light the Master's way.
so, while I do not believe Alexstrasza will become the new antagonist, which in truth makes sense a bit, considering after she declared the Age of Mortals, everything fell down the hill, she would be our guide into the sacred and secret island. Maybe we would help them to recover their lost power in Dragon Isles, which would ultimately end up with the rise of the old gods in the middle of Temple Door. Remember Endtime and Infinite Dragonflight. Well, before wrapping everything up, I also expect to see one or some of these characters in the feature trailer of 10.0: Illidan, Medi, Khadgar, and Ashara. We will see how many of them will appear or not. Thanks for listening. These last weeks have been pretty wild, but I will do my best not to disappear again. See you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.